Hi everyone, welcome to Kenya News K. Now, there was a video of a Kenyan lady who was forced to breastfeed puppies in Saudi Arabia that emerged online. And the Court Secretary General, France Atwoli, reacted to that video, and according to Atwoli, he was making it clear that it is better to have a job with a salary of 10,000 rather than looking for a job with a salary of maybe 30,000, but then you end up suffering in the hands of the Arabs. And again, Atwoli was championing for the government to look for a way to negotiate with the Saudi government and other Gulf countries, of course, in their government, so that they can go into an agreement to protect Kenyans who are working in these countries. That did not go well with the Didmas brother, the Kenyans member of parliament. Didmas brother went into a bitter exchange with the France Atwoli, because he went to an extent of now trying to suggest that Atwoli is only dancing online and forgetting about workers in this country. So we want to look on the exchange between France Atwoli and the Didmas brother, and the suggestions that COTU is putting on table on behalf of workers who are working outside these countries. Because remember, Atwoli is blaming Barasa that for Barasa and the Kenya Kwanza government, it's like they want to focus only on the revenue that is coming from outside rather than thinking about Kenyans who are working in those countries. So guys, as we continue, please remember to subscribe so that another time, once we release a video like this one, you will always get notified. And again, to all our channel subscribers, thank you so much. Give our video a thumbs up. This is what Didmas brother responded to France Atwoli. France Atwoli, EBS at William Ruto, can't close recruitment agency that aid our citizens secure employment in various parts of the world. That what we need is that our foreign labor attached to be protective in dealing with such selective few cruel employers, and above all, you should also change, as COTU Secretary General, reduce drinking alcohol, partying with the Congolese musicians, and dedicate your time to advocate the welfare of workers, not only in Kenya but around the world, or quit this office and pave way for another dedicated person. You are to blame for some of these things on matters employment. I heard you claiming that you hold a position at the World Labor Union, a position you should not to improve, you should use to improve workers. That was Didmas brother responding to a Atwoli reaction to a Kenyan who was forced to feed puppies in Saudi Arabia. But then Atwoli responded to Didmas brother, but though they have their proposals that they are putting on table for the government to look into, and this is what France Atwoli is saying on Twitter. According to Didmas brother, Kenyans should continue dying in the Middle East as long as revenue is guaranteed. Coming from an MP who should be making laws to protect Kenyans, this is very unfortunate. Agencies have failed. Let's stop slavery in the name of diaspora remittance. That's France Atwoli. But now this is the proposal that the COTU is suggesting here. Central Organization of Trade Union Kenya, all correspondence should be addressed to the Secretary General. You can see the addresses are there. We will not go into that. There are so much. This letter is dated 15 March 2022. The clerk, the Senate, PO Box 41842 00100 Nairobi. So it's addressing to the clerk of the Senate. Dear sir, referent, the Kenya Citizenship and Immigration Amendment Bill 2020. So it means it's referring to a bill that was already presented, but it's like it just ended up on the shelves. So it was not implemented. And this is what it's saying. The Central Organization of Trade Union in Kenya, COTU, recognizes the need to have a robust policy framework to safeguard the rights and welfare of Kenyans in and out of the country. The great interest of COTU, however, is the right and welfare of Kenyans working in foreign countries, considering the increased case of abuse meant against them. Recognizing that this bill is domiciled under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and not the Ministry of Labor, COTU has proposed in support of the bill some amendment to the bill so as to cover and or clarify areas overseen by the move of the bill attached. Please find your consideration a detailed memorandum of the same. Yours sincerely, Dr. Francis Atwoli, NOM, DZA, CBC, CBS, EBS, MBC, Secretary General. Hey, too much titles. And of course, he has addressed to Deputy Secretary General, First Vice, Second Vice, First Assistant Secretary, Second Assistant Secretary, Deputy Secretary. Nyingi, they goes on and on and on. Now let us go to what they are trying to propose here. And this is what they are saying. Section 32A 2E. Establishing labor attaches office relating to Kenyans migrant workers. F. Bilateral labor agreement shall be through negotiation involving workers, employees, and government. B. Additional including the establishment of safe houses with sufficient equipment for protection, induction, and orientation. Section 32A 3E. Now this is their comments. In the event of compliance with relation to consular operations in an area or country, there should be team established to find out except problems in that jurisdiction. Secondly, review the current blast and increase the agreement with the other countries, also increase number of labor attaches. At the end, but I think there is something we have not talked about. There's something we jumped, but we'll just go through it. General recommendation on the bill. Number 1, ensure diplomatic protection of Kenyan workers in foreign countries. 2, ensure that host country extend social protection to Kenyans working in their countries. Number 3, establish a special overseas worker welfare fund to ensure inter alia that all expense, including in provision assistance to Kenyans migrants workers and their family, are met. The fund should offer a compulsory insurance scheme, cover of the cost of repatriation and reintegration of migrant workers, scholarship for children and loan scheme with partner bank to cover migrants pre-departure cost, and start up of self-employment scheme. Sri Lanka has a similar framework. So they're also giving an example of other countries which are already practicing this. Number 4, establish an office under the Cabinet Secretary of Foreign Affairs that will be fully dedicated to remit workers' affairs with the office. This office should intend liars have a database of all Kenyans working in foreign country and also liars with the embassy and commissions to ensure that the right and welfare of Kenyans working in foreign countries are protected and promoted. Number 5, provide for the signing of bilateral agreement, especially in countries that host many Kenyans migrant workers, to ensure that there is a commitment from the host government to protect, promote the right and the welfare of Kenyans. Other bills, Section 2, returnee definition. A Kenyan who, having lived abroad, intended to return to Kenya shall have the right to access government service, in bracket, the word permanent to be deleted. Reasons are here. So let us go through the reason they are put in here. Reason number 1. Let's go up. The word permanent is very restrictive. Returning could be forced or volunteer. Discriminatory because it bears the people returning temporarily to access the social service. So that is what COTU is proposing to the Senate so that they can implement this bill and help Kenyans who are working outside the country, so that we can solve this issue, or the government can sort out this issue of being subjected to breastfeeding puppies in a foreign country, where exactly in your contract is something different from what you're being subjected to. Thank you so much. Let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation.